Have you ever looked at yourself in the mirror and wondered, why am I still not speaking fluent English? I've been learning for months, maybe even years. What's wrong with me? You've probably watched dozens of videos, studied grammar rules, made lists of new words. But the moment someone asks you a question in English, everything just disappears. Your brain goes quiet, your mouth freezes. You want to speak, but the words don't come. It's like your mind suddenly builds a wall between your thoughts and your voice. If you felt that way, I want you to know something very important. You're not alone. And more importantly, there's nothing wrong with you. You're not lazy. You're not broken. You're not bad at languages. You've just been learning in a way that doesn't help you speak. Nobody told you that before, right? Everyone just kept saying, learn more words, study harder, watch more videos. But no one told you the truth. So let's talk about that truth today, because it might change everything. First, let me say this from my heart. I really understand you. I know what it feels like to try and still feel stuck. Maybe you've had that moment in a classroom or at work or in a cafe where someone spoke to you in English and your brain just shut down. And afterward, you felt embarrassed or frustrated. You thought, why can I understand English in my head, but I can't say it with my mouth? That's a painful feeling, but the reason this happens is not because you're not smart. It's because you were taught to store English in your memory, not to speak it freely. You see, most traditional learning methods are like storing water in a leaking bucket. You keep pouring in vocabulary and grammar rules, hoping that someday your bucket will be full and you'll magically start speaking. But the truth is, the bucket has holes. And unless you fix the way you learn, no matter how much you study, your English will keep leaking out. Let me tell you a little story. Imagine there's a person who reads 200 books about playing the guitar. He watches videos, memorizes chords, learns the theory, but he never actually picks up a guitar and plays, not once. Can he play music? No, of course not. He knows everything about playing, but he can't play. The same is true with English. You can't speak fluently just by reading or watching videos. You have to open your mouth and speak. You have to practice using your voice, not just your eyes and ears. Now think about how a child learns to speak. A baby doesn't start by reading grammar books. They don't even know what a noun is. They listen, they copy, they repeat, they make a lot of mistakes, they say silly things, but no one laughs at them. No one says, your grammar is wrong. Instead, everyone encourages them, and that's how they learn. Slowly, with joy, with freedom, without fear. But adults, we do the opposite. We want to understand everything before we say anything. We want to be perfect from the beginning, and that need for perfection becomes a trap. It turns into fear. We start thinking, what if I say something wrong? What if they laugh at me? What if I forget the word? And so we stay quiet. We tell ourselves, maybe next week I'll speak, maybe next year when I feel more ready, but that moment never comes because fear grows in silence. I remembered the first time I tried to speak a foreign language in front of native speakers. I was sweating. My voice was shaking. I forgot everything I had learned. I even forgot how to say hello properly. But I said something anyway, even if it sounded silly. And guess what? I didn't die. No one laughed. And that tiny moment became the start of something new. So here's what I want you to do. Wherever you are right now, take a deep breath. Really, stop and do it. Inhale slowly. Exhale gently. Now smile, even if it's a small smile. Now say this with me. I am not afraid of mistakes. I will speak anyway. Again, louder this time. I am not afraid of mistakes. I will speak anyway. One more time, with feeling, with heart. Let that sentence sink into your soul. That sentence can become your new beginning. Mistakes are not your enemy. They are your teachers. Every wrong sentence brings you one step closer to the right one. Every awkward moment is a brick in the wall of your fluency. And that wall is built with courage, not perfection. Here's another thing that might surprise you. You don't need thousands of words to speak English. Most fluent conversations happen with just a few hundred useful words. Think about it. When you talk to your friend, do you use complicated words like anti-disestablishmentarianism? Of course not. You say things like, I'm tired, let's eat. That's funny. I don't know. These are simple sentences, but they are the foundation of real, everyday communication. Let's try something small together. I want you to describe your morning in English. It can be very basic. Say things like, I woke up, I brushed my teeth, I made some tea, I checked my phone, I opened the window. That's it. No fancy grammar, no big words, just your real life in your real voice. This is the practice that changes everything. You don't need a speaking partner to practice. You don't need to be in a classroom. You don't even need a script. Just talk to yourself. Talk to your mirror. Talk to your notebook. Talk to your pet. Talk to your phone. The more you speak, the more natural it becomes. These small moments of practice are like drops of water. And day by day, those drops fill the bucket. This time without holes. Another tip, start thinking in English. When you see a chair, say chair. When you feel sleepy, say I'm sleepy. When you eat, say I'm eating lunch. These thoughts train your brain to stop translating from your native language and start living in English. That shift, thinking in English, is the real secret to fluency. And celebrate your mistakes. I mean it. Smile when you mess up. Laugh when you say something wrong. That means you're learning. That means you're growing. People who never make mistakes, they're not trying. But you are. So give yourself credit. Be proud of every single sentence you say, no matter how simple or broken it sounds. So today, I want you to make a small promise. Not a big, scary goal. Just a tiny promise. Say it with me. I will speak English every day. I will not fear mistakes. Say it again. Let your voice believe it. Then, write it down. Put it on a sticky note. Set it as your phone wallpaper. Make it your daily reminder, because your voice matters. Your English journey matters. And fluency is not something far away. It's not locked in a textbook. It's right here in your voice, waiting to be heard. You don't need to become someone else. You don't need a perfect accent. You don't need to sound like a native speaker. What you need is already inside you, the courage to begin. The world is waiting for your words just as they are. So don't hide your voice. Speak it, live it, one sentence at a time.